we are having for a particular commodity, then we can say that there is a demand for commodity. For example, if you are having too much of money, but you are not willing to pay amount, there is no demand for that particular product. You are having desire to purchase that product, but you don't have money, then there is no demand for that product, right? So here we have to remember desire to purchase that commodity. At the same time, ability also required. We need to know pay that amount. That means purchasing power. That means we have to carry money. Okay. At the same time, willing to pay the money. When we are having money, that doesn't mean there is a demand for product. So that must be desire must be there, ability to pay. We are ready to pay that amount and willing to pay. When these three are there, then we can say that there is a demand for a particular product. Here, there are different, factors that determine, that influence the demand. One is price of the commodity, income of the household, prices of the other commodities, taste and preferences. These all are influence the demand. For example, see the demand and price. When price increasing, demand decreases, because when prices are increasing, people are not ready to spend that amount, because they think that prices are very high. So I don't want to purchase that particular product. They feel. So here, when price increases, that demand decreases. So here, for price and demand, there is a inverse relationship between price and demand. Price comes down, price decreases, demand increase. This is very important topic. జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. So when price increases, demand decrease. When the price decreases, demand increases. There is an inverse relationship between price and demand. This is one side. The another one is another factor that is influencing the demand is income, income of the household. When income increases, no, people are ready to pay because they are having income, right? So automatically there is a positive association between income and demand, because income increases, demand also increase. So here positive relationship, but in the first one, price and demand, inverse relationship. One increases, another one decrease. But when we are talking about income, income increases, demand also increase, because people are ready to pay the amount because they are having income. So that is the reason there is a positive association between income and demand. Prices of the other related commodities. This also influence the demand, because, for example, there are two substitute goods are there. Substitute goods. One commodity is using for the another commodity, alternative commodity. Okay, that is, substitute goods. For example, daily we are taking, coffee, for example. If you go outside, if coffee is not available, then automatically you prefer tea, right? These are the substitute goods. The satisfaction will be again remaining the same. So in this case, if one price increases, another commodities demand increase. So these other prices of the other commodities also influence the demand. That is another side. Taste and preferences of the consumer. If you think I want to purchase a particular commodity, if you desire, you are willing to or ability to pay, okay? Because you are liking more that particular commodity, taste and preferences. So then automatically, if you are willing, then there is a demand for that particular product. So here, there are four factors that are influencing the demand. Price is one factor. There is a negative relationship between price and demand. Income is the another. factor that influencing the demand. There is a positive relationship between income and demand. Prices of the related commodities. Other commodities prices also influence the demand, taste and preferences of the consumers. That also influence the demand. So here, the quantity or the relation between the quantity of demanded of a commodity and the factors that determine, we can express with mathematical equation. When we are writing in a mathematical equation, d dx is equal to, is a function of px, price of x commodity, y, that is income, and po, prices of other commodities, taste and preferences statistic, when we are writing a mathematical equation. Okay, so here simply we can say that what is law of demand? Law of demand. Law of demand explains the relationship between price and demand. The functional relationship between price and demand, we call it as law of demand. So here, when price increases, demand decreases. When price increases, demand decreases. So that we have to remember. And there are certain assumptions are there. Law of demand. There is no change in the income of the consumer. First assumption. What does it mean? Income of the consumers are constant. No changes in the income levels. Because if the income levels are changing, then automatically demand also changes. So that is the reason why income of the consumer is constant. And there is no change in the taste and preferences of the consumers. There is no changes in the taste and preferences of the consumers. If the consumers' taste and preferences are changes, then there is a changes in the demand of a particular product. So this is also constant. No changes in the prices of the related commodities, goods in the market. Other commodities prices also no changes. No changes means constant. No changes. And the another one is no new product enter into the market. New products also not entering the market, because if the new products enter into the market, people will think that, people in the sense consumers, they think that maybe this commodity is more quality or more better than the other commodity. If they feel like that, then again demand will be changes. So that is the reason why no new product enter into the market. That is also one of the assumption. And no changes in the size of the population of the commodity. Population also no constant. If population is more, then automatically demand for that product, even though prices are increases, because population require that commodity, because large number of population in that particular area or country, right? Size of the population also constant. That we have to remember. This is very important topic now. It may be come for your examination point of view also. Reasons for downward sloping the demand curve. What are the reasons why the demand curve is downward slope from left side to right side? Why? There are various reasons are there. See, one of the important reason is law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility. So it is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. What does it mean? If the consumer buys more and more commodities or units of commodity, the marginal utility of that additional unit decreases. Additional unit decreases. What does it mean? For example, if you are having, uh, 5 apples on the table in front of you, okay? If I give you first apple, you take that apple and feel very happy, because if that time particularly When I give you apple, feeling somewhat angry. So when I give you, you feel comfortable. If I give you second one also, you feel better than the first one. Continuously, if I give you the 6 apples at a time, one by one, up to 6, the satisfaction from the fourth one, fifth one, and sixth one, that decreases, diminishes. Marginal utility diminishes. Marginal means additional utility. If I give you no additional commodity, you take this apple. First apple gives more satisfaction. Second one gives more satisfaction. Third one also maybe somewhat better. But if I give you fourth and fifth and sixth, you feel uneasy. I don't want to eat fifth and sixth one. So, right? So this is, we call it as diminishing marginal utility. So that additional unit of that commodity from that commodity, that additional unit of utility, that means satisfaction, that decreases. That you have to remember. So therefore, consumer willing to pay lower price for additional unit, right? That you have to remember. One reason is law of diminishing marginal utility. That is one side. Income effect also. Income effect also, the reason for downward slope from left to right, this demand curve. Fall in the prices of the commodity, that results consumer's real income is increases. Therefore, he can purchase more of it. On the contrary, a rise in the price of that particular commodity, the amount has to pay, and also the real income of the consumer will decreases. When the prices of the commodity falls, the real income increases and consumer purchase more. When the prices increases, consumer will purchase very less. What does it mean? Say, if you are willing to pay 50 rupees for a particular product, okay, therefore he can purchase that product. A same product, if you are again willing to pay the 50 rupees per that particular product, but the second time, the price of that particular product is only 30 rupees because the fall in the price of that particular product. Okay, price decreases, comes down. So you're willing to pay 50 rupees, but you actually paid how much it is? Only 30 rupees. That real income increases. The 20 margin is there. So consumers' real income increases due to decreasing the price of that particular commodity. Right? So from that 20, additional 20, you may be purchase the another commodity. So this also reason why downward slope from left to right. If price increases, you are unable to purchase that particular product. Okay, that you have to understand. Income effect also influence the demand curve, downward slope from left to right. Substitution effect. Substitution effect also one of the reason for downward slope from left to right. Okay, as the fall in the price of one commodity, when we are talking about the fall in the prices of its substitutes in the market, substitute goods in the market, that more attractive to the consumers who are now substitute for it and for the later. That leads to increase the demand for product. See, we are talking about substitutes. So on the contrary, on the other side, rise in the price of a particular product, then the price of its substitute remaining constant, that will make consumers demand less of it. So this is known as substitute effect. Substitute effect. Simply see, we are talking about substitution effect. If one commodity's price increases, particularly for substitute goods, one commodity price increases, another commodity demand will increase. For example, daily we are going outside and taking, tea. Daily we are going and taking tea. That is only 5 rupees. No, the tea fellow suddenly increases 2 rupees. Okay, 2 rupees. Initial stage 5 rupees we are taking tea, and coffee is 8 rupees. Coffee is 8 rupees. That is fine. So daily we are going because it is very cheap compared to coffee, because it is 8 rupees. This is only 5 rupees and we are taking. Suddenly this fellow increases to 7 rupees this tea, because these two commodities are substitute goods. So people like we are going, as I said, we are going daily and taking tea. Then we came to the tea shop and asked for tea. That fellow said, sir, this is tea is 7 rupees and coffee is only 8 rupees. We, the consumers, feel different manner. Why unnecessarily we pay 7 rupees for this tea? If we put additional 1 rupee extra, officially we can take coffee. So we don't want tea, we want coffee. From tea to, we are shifting from tea to coffee just due to increasing the substitute good price of tea. These people are moving to coffee. So one commodity price, that tea commodity price increases, coffee demand is increasing. This is substitution effect. This is clear. This is one side. That is the reason why downward slope from left to right. The another one, entry of new buyers. Entry of new buyers. So when the price of commodity falls, generally people think that they're ready to pay because prices are decreasing. At that time, new consumers or new customers also come and purchase it, because prices are very low. Then it is very cheap. People ready to purchase that particular commodity. Consequently, its demand will increase in the market. When the price decreases, new consumers are ready to purchase that particular product in the market. What does it mean? There is a in the market, there is a demand for that particular product. Demand is increases. So due to new buyers, demand is increasing in the market. Multiple uses of the product is the another reason for downward slope from left to right. Multiple uses. See, when a product is having multiple uses, its price decreases in the market. Then consumers are ready to use particularly that multiple uses of that particular product for the purpose of many, because that product itself alternative uses, we can use this multiple uses. So automatically when the pricing decreases this product, then this leads to increase the demand of that particular product. In the same way, when there is a uh, the price of that particular commodities rises, then it uses that will restricted to purchase that particular product. So automatically decrease the demand in the market for that particular multiple choice or multiple users product. Okay, this is the reason why demand curve is downward slope from left to right. See, remember why the demand curve is downward slope from left to right is one question is important. And the another one is exemptions of exemptions of law of demand. This is also very important for your examination pattern. So exemptions of the law of demand. What does it mean? Exemptions. The law of demand is not applicable to certain conditions. So that is the reason why we are exempted. We are telling exemptions to the law of demand. So they are called as exemptions to the demand, particularly no commodities whose are having positive relationship between the price and demand. That is exemptions of the law of demand. Generally, law of demand that explains the relationship between price and demand, that is fine. But there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. So one increases, another one has to decrease according to law of demand. But exemptions of law of demand means When price increases, demand also increase. That is the reason why we are telling, exemptions to the law of demand, right? So when the price increases, demand also increases, and the price falls, demand also decreases. Positive relationship. This is the reason why exemptions to the law of demand. So that is the reason why the demand curve slopes upward from left to right. Earlier, it is downward slope from left to right, y-axis to x-axis, downward straight line. Now it is upward slope from left to right, upward slope. Okay, straight line, upward. So that is the reason why. So why it is, upward slope? Why, where it is, certain cases, there are no various reasons are there for exceptional law of demand. Okay. So one of the important one is Giffen paradox. One of the important exemption is Giffen paradox. What is Giffen paradox? Sir Giffen is an economist. Okay. He, explained about the, Giffen goods. So here, some people, sometimes the people, they buy, more commodities when the prices are rising. Particularly, the low income people are the, what we can say that, uh, particularly poor people. Okay, poor people, they used to consume the, for their, consumption purpose. So their major food is maize. When we observe, in Britain, poor people, they used to take bread for their lively, surviving purpose. Poor people are taking bread for their, for the life purpose. Okay. So here we have to remember we are talking about Giffen paradox. So for example, in India, poor people, they used to take, maize, jawar, okay, earlier. Okay. This is one side. So what happened generally, the poor people, when the price of this particular products, for example, if you consider England, they, as I said, in England, people are, they, particularly poor people, they used to take bread. Okay. If price increases of that particular bread, okay, these poor people, they have to purchase that for their livelihood. Okay. So here, even though when the price increases of bread, in India, it may be, maize and jawar. If price increases of these products, even these poor people, they cut other, expenditures. They cut other expenditures. From that money, they spend on the this food because it is very necessary, major food for their, for the consumption purpose. It is very necessary, right? So even though if these products prices are increases, they have to pay more money on that and they'll purchase. Generally, according to law of demand, when price increases, demand decrease. But in this case, poor people, they are ready to take this, bread and jawar and maize. If this price increases, demand also increase because these poor people, they have to spend more on the maize. If maize prices increase also, they spend more on and they buy more it. Okay, because they are poor, it is necessary commodity for them, right? So this was first explained by Giffen. Therefore, we call it as Giffen paradox. Giffen paradox. Don't be confused. These are the exemptions of the law of demand. Okay. So this is one side. And the another important, reason for the exemption of the uh, law of demand is Veblen good. Second one is Veblen good. Veblen good, we also called as, prestigious good.
Prestige good.
We also called as prestigious goods. Generally, rich people, okay, they buy certain products. It may be, diamond or necklace, whatever it may be, because for their social status purpose, they are spending more on it, even though the price increases. Okay, even the price increases, they are ready to pay that amount which is increased for diamonds and all these things. Only rich people can purchase this, even the prices are very high, because it gives social distinction or the social prestige for them. Generally when we go observe in marriages, when we attend marriages, rich people, they wear, all the gold and they'll come. Okay, right. What does it mean? When they feel no social status purpose, they wear and come, because they are rich, even the prices are increases, they are ready to purchase that particular commodities because of the prestigious. Okay, this this is the another reason why demand is increases when the price increases. Okay, this is exemption. So this is the another reason. And the another one is the speculation effect. Generally, people's mindset, if the price of a commodity is increasing, then consumers will buy more of it, because they may think that, these prices maybe goes up or increases in the further. So immediately what they do, they purchase more and more. On the other side, if they think, prices are slowly falls. For example, diamond prices are slowly decreasing in the market. We like consumers, oh, today compared to yesterday, today somewhat the prices are comes down or prices are decreased. If I wait, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe the prices also again comes down. Then that day itself I'll purchase. I can save some amount of money. They feel right. So this is the speculation effect. If they think the prices increases, they may not, be consumed, and they wait for the decreasing, and particularly, so due to that, the speculation effect, this is the reason why this is also one of the exemption of the law of demand. Fear of shortage. This is also, during the, when we observe the war time, okay, fear of shortage. People, expect to further the rise in the prices, because, you know, due to no shortage of products or whatever it may be. Okay, because at that time when there is a war, governments, they spend more on the expenditures on that war only. Okay, right? So there will be, they buy at that time, because in the future prices maybe goes up. That is the reason why they purchase more at present, because it may be, they think it may be, prices maybe goes up, right? That is the reason why it is also exemption of the law of demand. Necessities. Another one is necessities. In the case of necessity, it is very, required. For example, salt, okay, and vegetables. These are the necessary commodities. Sometimes, certain medical, medicines also very necessary for the people. So in this case, even the prices are increasing like anything, they used to purchase that. Even the prices increases, demand also increase. These are the, reasons of exemptions of the law of demand. Coming to the types of demand, okay, types of demand may come for the short types of demand. There are three types of demand: price demand, income demand, and cross demand. Okay, price demand, income demand, and cross demand. What is price demand? Simply, I'm telling you, remember, price demand. There are two factors are there. One variable is price, another variable is demand. See, the relationship between price and demand is called as price demand. First one is types of demand we're talking about. First one is price demand, the relationship between price and demand, or the quantity of demanded. We call we call it as price demand. Another one is, so we express with the equation, mathematical equation, if we write, Demand is a function of P. Demand is a function of P. P is price. So price increases, demand decreases. There is an inverse relationship between price and demand. That is related to price demand. The another one is income demand. Same, we can define. The relationship between income and demand is called as income demand. We can express with equation D is equal to or dx is equal to, function of y. Y is income. D is dx antunnamo. X is a commodity. X commodity is demand. So D is equal to is a function of y. So here there is a, as I said, the relationship between income and demand is called as income demand. There is a positive association between or positive relationship between income and demand because when income increases, demand also decreases. Income increases, demand also increases. Here we have to remember two things when we are talking about income demand. One is normal good, the another one is inferior good. Normal good, we can say, quality of good. Inferior goods, as we know, dummy good. Okay. Inferior goods are, dummy good. We can say that. Okay. So here, when income increases, demand for normal goods increases. When income increases, demand for normal goods are increases. But when income increases, demand decreases, particularly for inferior goods. People, they don't want to purchase dummy product, right? Even though they are having more income, they purchase, quality of, for example, you want to buy a mobile, you are having sufficient of money. Do you want to, purchase, less features mobile? No, right? Because you are ready to pay money. At the same time, you expect a quality product, right? When income increases, normal goods demand increases. When income increases, inferior goods or commodities demand decreases. This is when we are talking about normal good, demand curve is upward slope from left to right, straight line upward because income increases, demand also increase, quantity of demand increases. That is the reason why demand curve is upward slope. When we are talking about the inferior good, when the demand price income increases, demand decreases. That is the reason why it is downward slope from left to right. Then the another type of demand is cross demand. First one is income demand. Second one is first one is price demand. Second one is income demand. And the third one is cross demand. When we are talking about the first one, there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. The relationship between price and demand called as price demand. In the second one is income demand. The relationship between income and quantity of demanded is called as income demand. There is a positive relationship between income and demand. For inferior goods, there is an inverse relationship between income and demand because income increases, demand also decrease. The normal good, when price increase, when income increases, demand also increase for normal good because people are ready to purchase quality good. That is, we have seen. Coming to the cross demand, change of one commodity's demand due to changes in the prices of the other commodity. We call it as cross demand. Once again, changes in the demand for a commodity, changes of the demand for a commodity due to changes of the price of its related commodity. Its related commodity is known as cross demand. In this cross demand, again, we have to remember two things. As the income demand, when we observe income demand, normal good and inferior good. When we are talking about the cross demand, you have to again remember two things. That is substitute goods.
Substitute goods,
In another
complementary goods.
complementary goods. Right. Another one is complementary goods. So substitute goods. As I said, best example is tea and coffee. Don't There is no confusion. Okay. When the price of the, as I said, comparison with comparison, generally price of the tea 5 rupees and 7 rupees, for example, 7 rupees for coffee. Okay. Daily we are going taking the tea because it is very cheap. Only with it is coming only with 5 rupees. That is fine. That fellow, that tea fellow, he think that this batch daily coming to my shop only, so I'll increase the price from 5 rupees to 6 rupees. Even they daily come and take because there is a profit for me. He may think. So suddenly, from 5 rupees to 6 rupees, he may increase the price of that tea. Okay, 6 rupees now. Then the batch came. We asked to that fellow. He said, sir, today onwards 6 rupees. That coffee is only 7 rupees. We itself know dilemma. Why unnecessarily we pay 6 rupees for this tea? If we pay additional amount of 1 rupee, we officially we can take coffee. Right?
Sir, PPT not available, sir, this week. PPT, sir.
PPT లేదండి. ఇది షేర్ చేయనా మరి ఇది?
Okay, sir, చేయండి సార్.
రైట్. ఇది టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ కదా, బాగుండదేమో అని షేర్ చేస్తలేను యాక్చువల్గా. ఎనీహౌ
కొన్ని ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా ఇవ్వండి సార్.
ఇస్తా. నేను లాస్ట్ 10 minutes లో ఇస్తా. ఇంకొక 10 minutes క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటా. లాస్ట్ 10 minutes లో ఇస్తా. ఇది వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్, ఈ డిమాండ్. అందుకే ఈ సెకండ్ లెసన్కి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ నేను మీకు రీకాల్ చేస్తా ఉన్నా ఇది. రైట్. Right. So we are talking about substitute goods, right? In this substitute goods, see, best example as I said, tea and coffee. When tea price increases from OY initial price, okay, OY is initial price and coffee demand is OQ. That fellow increased OY to OY1 price of this tea, okay. Then suddenly the batch, okay, we are not ready to take this tea because he increased 1 rupee from 5 to 6 rupees. Then that suddenly we move to coffee. We are ready to take coffee for paying additional 1 rupee. So 7 rupees. So coffee demand is increasing. Here the logic you have to remember is that when we are talking about substitute goods, one commodity price increases. One commodity means tea. One commodity price increases, another commodity demand is increasing. Another commodity, this is coffee. Tea price increases, coffee demand is increasing. That logic you have to remember related to substitute goods. That is the reason why it is upward slope from left to right this. Okay, that is clear. And the another one is that complementary goods. Complementary goods generally, one good is depending on the another good. That is complementary goods. Okay. For example, if you are purchasing a milk packet, you have to purchase, sugar also, right? The same way, when you are purchasing car, you have to purchase petrol also. Without petrol, you cannot purchase car, right? This we call it as complementary goods. One commodity is depending on the another commodity. See, let's see now. For example, we are ready to purchase commodity, that is car. Okay. Today 5 lakhs is there, that particular X car. Okay. We are ready to purchase that, but unnecessarily or suddenly due to any emergency, you did not purchase today. You think that tomorrow I'll go and I'll purchase. Suddenly what happened? That price of that particular car increases. Particular car price increases. Then with 5 lakhs, we went to the shop and we then we asked that car, same car. That fellow said 6 lakhs. 1 lakh increased, but we are having only 5 lakhs. Due to increasing that 1 lakh, additional 1 lakh. Okay. unable to purchase the petrol because we are not purchasing car. How we can purchase the petrol, right? So due to this situation, okay, when the price, this is opposite for the this substitute goods. Substitute goods, if one commodity price increases, another commodity price decreases. Here, one commodity price increases, another commodity price decreases. We are unable to purchase car, then why should we purchase petrol? So petrol demand also decrease due to increasing the price of the car. Okay, here in this diagram, actually they have given reverse. So this is the reason why in particularly complementary goods, it is downward slope from left to right. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then this is another one is changes in the demand. Changes in the demand. There are two types of changes, expansion and contraction in the demand. And the other one is increase and decrease in the demand. There is a small differentiation you have to observe expansion or extension and contraction in the demand. See, when the quantity of demanded of a particular commodities rises due to fall in the price, it called as extension of demand. Okay, what is extension? What is contraction? Simply, I'm explaining you. See the diagram. If the price of a particular commodity see the diagram. For example, initial price is OP amount of price and OQ amount of quantity is demanded with OP amount of price. That is fine. If price decreases from OP to OP2, price decreases. When price decreasing, then automatically there is a demand for that particular product. That is the reason why there is an increase in the demand from OQ to OQ1. OQ to OQ1 price increased, demand increased. This is we call it as extension. Okay, short వచ్చేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉంది ఈ క్వశ్చన్ కూడా. So extension and contraction. Extension means when the price decreases, demand will be more. That is extension. Contraction is the opposite for the extension. When the price increases, for example, OP amount of price initial, OP2, OP2, it is decreased and this quantity amount of demand increased. When the price increases from OP2 to OP2, actually this is also wrong. This one is 1, okay? So OP1 up to it is increased, for example. So when it increases, demand decreasing, that is contraction of that demand. So that is, we call it as contraction of demand, extension in the demand. That is one side. Then the increase and decrease in the demand. When the demand changes due to changes in the other factors, there are, as I said, other factors can influence the demand. It may be income, it may be other commodities prices, it may be taste and preferences. These all are influence the demand, right? For example, when the demand increases due to increase in the income, it is called as increasing in the demand. So see, OP amount of price is constant. There is no changes in the price level, but initial stage is due to D, D, DD is the demand. At the initial stage, OP amount of price and purchasing or demand OQ amount of quantity. That is one side. When income increases, prices, there is no prices changes. Only changing is only the income. So other factors, as I said. So only the income increases, then demand will be more. That is the reason why it is shifting upward, outward, upward or outward. So D to D1, D1 is the another new demand curve, and that OP amount of price and quantity is increased. The quantity of demand is increased. Okay. If the income decreases, prices are same for that particular product. If the income decreases, then again demand is decreasing from OQ1 to, it may be OQ or OQ2 to OQ2. demand decreases due to decreasing in the income levels. That is related to the increase or decreasing in the demand. May I tell you the important topics now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this, I'll stop this sharing. Topics, I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
Nature and scope of economics.
Sir.
Positive and normative science.
Yes, sir.
Scarcity definition. Scarcity definition.
Yes, sir.
And right. Economic goods, consumer goods. Free goods, economic goods.
Yes, sir.
Types of utility.
Sir.
Types of utility. Types of utility.
Yes, sir.
Importance and uses of microeconomics.
Once you repeat, sir.
Importance of microeconomics.
Yes, sir.
Types of demand. Reasons for downward sloping of demand curve.
Sir, continue question. That is?
Where types of demand is different.
Yes, sir. Types of demand.
Reasons for downward sloping of demand curve. ఇప్పటిదాకా మనం డిస్కస్ చేసినాం రీజన్స్ ఫర్ డౌన్వర్డ్ స్లోపింగ్ డిమాండ్ కర్వ్.
Yes, sir.
Exemptions to the law of demand also important.
Yes.
Next one. Types of price elasticity of demand. Types of price elasticity of demand. There are 5 types.
Yes, sir.
Factors influence the price elasticity of demand.
Factors influence the
Price elasticity of demand. What are the factors influence the price elasticity of demand and
yes, sir.
ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్ మర్చిపోయినా మనం డిమాండ్ లో డిటర్మినెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ డిమాండ్. Determinants of demand.
Yes, sir.
ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆఫ్ ఇండిఫరెన్స్ కర్వ్. ఇది లేకుండా క్వశ్చన్ పేపరే ఉండదు. ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆఫ్ ఇండిఫరెన్స్ కర్వ్. కొంచెం స్పీడప్ చేయండి, టైం లేదు, మళ్ళీ ఆటోమేటిక్గా క్లోజ్ అయిపోతుంది అది. కన్జ్యూమర్ సర్ప్లస్. కన్జ్యూమర్ సర్ప్లస్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్.
Sir, once you repeat.
కన్జ్యూమర్ సర్ప్లస్. కన్జ్యూమర్స్ సర్ప్లస్.
Yes, sir.
Consumer equilibrium with the help of indifference curves. Consumers equilibrium with the help of indifference curves. Law of diminishing marginal utility.
Yes, sir.
Production function. Short question ఉంది. Production function. Properties
sir.
of isoquants.
Yes, sir.
Producers equilibrium with the help of isoquants.
Yes, sir.
Law of variable proportion. Law of variable proportion.
Yes, sir.
Types of returns to scale.
Sir, ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్ని లాంగ్ అండ్ షార్ట్ అన్ని కలిపి ఇస్తున్నారా సార్?
కల్పిస్తున్నా.
ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డిమాండ్ చెప్పిన, చిన్నగా
అవును
ఉన్నది
సార్.
అది షార్ట్. కన్జ్యూమర్ సర్ప్లస్ అని చెప్పిన, అది షార్ట్కి వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంది. అట్లా
ఓకే సార్.
మీరు చదివేటప్పుడు కూడా చూస్తే మీకు అర్థమైపోతుంది, షార్ట్కి వస్తుందా ఇది, లాంగ్కి వస్తుందా అని.
ఓకే సార్.
షార్ట్ రన్ కాస్ట్ కర్వ్స్.
షార్ట్ టర్మ్ కాస్ట్
కర్వ్స్, రేఖలు, కర్వ్స్, CURVS కర్వ్స్. టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్స్. టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కర్వ్స్.
సార్ కాస్ట్ కర్వా సార్?
టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్. COSTS కాస్ట్స్.
ఓకే.
లాంగ్ రన్ కాస్ట్ కర్వ్స్. లాంగ్ రన్ కాస్ట్ కర్వ్స్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఈ టాపిక్ గురించి మనం నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండ్ ఈజీ టు అండర్స్టాండ్. ఎన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ అయినాయి అన్ యావరేజ్?
26 అయినాయి సార్.
26. 90% క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ 80% క్వశ్చన్స్ ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ నుంచే ఉంటాయి క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ లో.
ఓకే సార్.
సో ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాబట్టి మీరు కొంచెం.
సార్ ఇది ఫుల్ మొత్తం ఎకనామిక్స్ వన్ మొత్తం ఇచ్చేసారా సార్ ఇదంతా క్వశ్చన్స్?
ఎకనామిక్స్, ఓన్లీ ఎకనామిక్స్.
అదే సార్ మొత్తం లెసన్స్ అన్ని.
మీరు లెసన్స్ లాగా చదవకండి, ఇప్పుడు ఆ టాపిక్స్ ఏమైతున్నాయో అవి చదవండి. అన్ని లెసన్స్ నుంచి ఇచ్చిన.
అదే సార్,
అన్ని లెసన్స్ నుంచి ఇచ్చిన. ఎందుకంటే
అదే మనకి బ్లాక్ 5th వరకు ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్?
అవునవును, 5th వరకు కవర్ చేసిన. ఈక్వల్ వెయిటేజ్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి
అదే సార్, అందుకే
అన్నిటికి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చిన. అందులో ఇంపార్టెంట్ మీకు చెప్పిన.
ఓకే సార్.
టైం కూడా అయిపోయింది, నేను క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నా.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. బాయ్ సార్.
థ్యాంక్స్ సార్. కల్పన గారు,
చెప్పండి.
అది కొంచెం నేను అది రాసుకోలేదు. నా నెంబర్కి వాట్సాప్ ఏమైనా షేర్ చేస్తారా క్వశ్చన్స్?
నేను మీకు షేర్ చేస్తానండి. మీ నెంబర్ ఇవ్వండి ఒకసారి.
9989
9989
311
311
293 అండి.
293.
9989 311 293.
ఓకే, నేను చేస్తానండి షేర్ తర్వాత.
ఓకే అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, బాయ్.
క్లోజ్ చేస్తుందండి.
ఓకే
థ్యాంక్ యూ
సార్.
సార్.
రైట్.